How did Premier become one of Georgia's largest and most successful HVAC companies? By providing fast, friendly, professional service. Did I say fast? Yep, fast. Today, Premier helps hundreds of customers each day because we built a team of highly trained, qualified technicians ready to address AC, indoor air quality, and commercial services. If your AC does need to be replaced, breathe easy with perfectly timed saving on a new AC system. Free estimates at up to $2,000 in rebates, so you'll beat the heat in total comfort all summer long. Log on to dublin.premierishere.com. Premier Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company. Offer ends June 30th, 2023.
Thank you guys for coming out to see me. I appreciate that. Unless y'all thought somebody else was going to be here, then it's a big disappointment. But thank y'all for coming. My name is Jason. I'm with Southeastern Reptile Rescue. We're based here in Georgia. Raise your hand if you've been here to see me before the program. What's wrong with y'all? You came back? Who's never been here to see me before, ever? Okay. Oh, all right. So good. Fresh meat. All right. So we're going to go over a few things. You guys excited to be here? You sure? Good. Tell you what, let's do this really quick. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to point at you, and then you pretend there's somebody else here that does a really good show, not me, and like you really want to see them. And I'm going to video you guys screaming and waving. You ready? 1, 2, 3, go. All right, we're ready. Here we go. All right, let's go. Okay, so those of you who have no clue who I am or what I do, my name is Jason, and I'm here to teach you guys about snakes. You're probably wondering what my credentials are. I don't have any. So I got started with snakes when I was 7 years old. When I was 7, there were two things I knew for sure. One was that I loved snakes, and two was that my mama did not. I wanted a pet snake so bad, guess what she said? No. Big fat no. You ain't having a snake in my house is what she said. So summertime, school's out, I'm in the backyard playing. I lift up this piece of tin on the ground. Guess what's laying there? I had no clue what kind of snake this was. All I knew was I had to have it. I grabbed the snake, put it in the barrel. I get home, and my dad's there. He's like, hey, I caught a snake. He says, oh, it's a harmless garter snake. You better turn it loose before your mama sees it. You know she don't like snakes. Now I'm 7 years old in the backyard. My dreams have just come true. I'm not about to turn this thing loose. I pick it up to play with it. What do you think the snake did? It bit me 9 times on both hands. I was so excited. My first snake and my first snake bite, I had to tell somebody. I come screaming in the front door of the house. First person I see, my mama washing dishes. I run up behind her. I'm screaming. Both hands are bleeding. I'm still holding the snake. Mama, guess what? She was so excited. I got in a lot of trouble that day, but I learned that I enjoyed catching snakes. Knew I wanted to catch more. So I'm not just saying this because we're at a library. I went to my library, got every reptile book they had, read them from front to back. When I got finished with them, I read them again. Probably shouldn't say this because the librarian's here, but I kept them. I still have them. Don't do that. I was not a good person. So return your books, but I didn't. I still have. So anyway, I learned as much as I could about snakes. Several years went by. I grew up a lot. I matured a lot. And one day, years later, the best idea I've ever had popped into my head. I now had a plan on how I could catch more snakes. Not a very good plan. I picked up the phone and dialed 911. They said, sir, what's your emergency? I said, ma'am, I ain't got one. I'm just calling to introduce myself. My name is Jason, and I'm an expert on snakes. I know all kind of stuff about them. And if you call me, I'll come catch your snakes for free. She says, sir, we hate snakes. We're going to call you. I did not tell her I was in 7th grade with no car or driver's license. But I learned that day that if you tell people you own a business, they believe you. And that's how I started Southeastern Reptile Rescue. Now today, I do a lot of things. I train dogs. What does it have to do with snakes? dogs get bit by snakes. So we have snake school, and we train dogs for Homeland Security, law enforcement, canine, search and rescue dogs, people's pets, to know what a snake is and how not to get bit. I'm also an alligator agent, so we go out and catch and relocate nuisance alligators for the state of Georgia. I still answer 911 calls, and we also assist the state when someone has animals they're not supposed to have. The state calls us in, identify the reptiles, hold those as evidence to the state, and then we end up with a lot of really weird stuff. So with that, we end up with cobras, spitting cobras, gaboon vipers, mambas, puff adders, just about everything you can imagine. And I've done that for over 22 years for Georgia. One of the next YouTube videos I have coming out, I had to go to a house not far from where we're sitting because somebody went to jail and left 11 reptiles in their house. At least that's what the text message from the state said. I show up and they're there and they're like, hey, where's your trailer? I said, what do you mean? They said, where are you going to put all the reptiles? I said, in the snake van. They said, you can't put that many in there. I said, sir, I've been doing this a long time. I think I can fit 11 reptiles in my van. He said, who told you it was 11? I said, I got the text message right here, 11. He said, they left off of 1. I didn't know this man couldn't count. I was right. It was not 111. It was 164, I think it was. Anyway, so we get a lot of really weird calls. So we also do a lot of movie, film, TV shows. I used to have my own TV series on Animal Planet. I'm on a show right now on Netflix. Disney Plus recently came out in a Jif peanut butter commercial with Ludacris. What does it have to do with snakes? Nothing, but if Jif ever asks you, you should do it. They pay very well. So we do a lot of that stuff. So we'll give you guys our information at the end. You want to go look us up, you can do all that. Now, it's time to go over some rules before we start getting snakes out, okay? Now, these rules are to keep you safe and to keep me sane. The first rule is more for the adults. If you have a camera and you want to take pictures, you can do that on one condition. What's that condition? Flash is fine, but I need to be in all the pictures. I'm very photogenic. I don't want to go on social media and just see my hand with a snake on my face in it. Give me, okay? We do ask no video, but all the pictures that you want. Next rule, this tape right here, it looks like normal tape. It's not. This is snake-proof tape. They can't cross it, okay? That's a lie, okay? They can't. But you can't unless I call you up here. Make sure you stay back. Now, here's the last rule. This is the rule where I get the reputation of being a really mean person, and I hate that, but I have to do it. Here's the rule. I don't know if you've got noticed, but there's a few people that showed up for this show, and it's going to get loud, and I want everybody to hear what we're doing. So here's what I want to do. If you have little ones that get loud and need to talk, make sure you get them up and walk them to the back, let them run around for a minute, calm down, then bring them back over here to us, okay? Reason I say that is there's a lot of people around that want to be able to hear. And now, with this many people and children, would I bring venomous snakes to a show like this that could hurt somebody? Yes, that's exactly what we've done. I have live venomous snakes. So when we get to that part especially, I'm going to be pretty strict. So if you need to move kids back that are talking, do that, because here's where I get mean. I point at you, I stop the show, and we watch in silence as you do the walk of shame, because we don't start the show till you leave. I'm very mean, but we do that to keep order so everybody can hear what's going on, okay? So if you have little kids and little tiny ones and you don't want them, let them get away from you and run into the death zone. Otherwise, keep them on that side of the tape. Okay? These snakes that we have, they do have their venom. They do have their fangs. They're not altered. They've been in captivity for many years. They've done hundreds of shows. They know how to behave and sit nicely. That's a lie. One of these I just caught. Its first show was this morning at 10:30 here. This is the second show. I still don't know his temperament. I'll find that out with you guys. These are regular old venomous snakes from the wild. Okay? I think that's what you need to see. Now, when you guys came in here, now the kids, I'm talking to kids now. When you kids came in here, you walked to the parking lot, right? Have you been taught that when you go in a parking lot, it can be dangerous, correct? But can you still be around cars and be safe? Raise your hand if you like to play outside near venomous snakes. Guess what? If you live in Lawrence County and you're spending time outside, most of the time you're probably pretty close to a venomous snake that you don't even know is there. Wouldn't it be a good idea for you guys to know what to do and what not to do to be safe around those snakes? Yes, we're going to show you guys that, okay? That's why I think it's important to bring live venomous snakes for children, okay? To teach you guys this. All right, so here we go. So this time, let me get you guys' attention, because if I hear talking, that tells me you're not ready to listen. Shh. And if you need to talk, I need y'all to go that way, okay? So shh. Now, we're going to start out with not venomous snakes, but some harmless, friendly, not dangerous snakes that are not venomous. And for this very first snake I want to get out, I will need one volunteer. Hang on, let me tell you what. I need a volunteer who does not have a whole lot of sense. Somebody who can come hold a snake and not be chicken and then just start crying when they see it. Somebody that's sitting nice and quietly I can come. Let me see who I can get. How about we get the kid with the red shirt? I think he's got blonde hair. He's still got his hand up in the air. He's just put his hand down. He put it back up. Come here. Get up here. Come here. Come right over here. Come over here. All right. Shh. What's your name?
Bo.
Bo. You ever held a snake?
No.
You ever touched a snake? Do you know what a snake is?
Yeah.
You qualify for this, Bo. Okay. Now, Bo, here's what I like doing. When I bring a snake for kids to hold, I like using ball pythons because they don't get big, they're very friendly, and I can hand one to a kid and not even worry about them getting bit. We're not doing that today. We've got snakes that came from the wild as adults. These are all rescued animals that could not be released for whatever reason. Now, even though this snake is nice, even though it's friendly, when this snake is out crawling around, if he sees a little small animal, you know what he thinks? That's small enough, I could eat it. That's what he thinks. But when he sees me and you know what he thinks? Bo's big enough to eat me. That's what he's thinking, okay? So we don't want him to get scared, do we? Okay, we don't want to scare him. So Bo, can you do me one favor? Can you hold out one hand just like this? Come over here a little closer. Don't move fast. We're not going to scare him, okay? And very slowly slide your hand in the box. No, Bo! You don't have some weird man. You just may say, come here, boy, put your hand in this random box. You say, no, sir, I've got this problem called common sense. I don't know. Maybe you don't. I don't know. No, I'm just messing with you, Bo. I'm just messing with you. Bo, you know what some people do? You may have done this before, too. Some people go outside. Shh. Some people go outside of the side of their house, want to turn the water hose on. So they reach to the bushes. What could be hiding in those bushes by your house? A snake. Have you ever been walking outside in tall grass so thick, can't even see where you're stepping? What could be in that tall grass? Should you watch where you put your hands and feet before you do it?
Yeah.
Should you put your hand in a weird box some weird guy tells you to without looking first? No. Okay, Bo, I'm going to show you the snake, okay? Now, I'm going to tell them some information about the snake. All I need you to do is reach in the box, pick him up so they can see him. Is that cool? Okay, go ahead, Bo. The snake he's getting out lives right here. Pick him up. Lives right here in Lawrence. Just pick him up. Lives right here in Lawrence County. And just lift him up out of the box. This snake Bo's getting out right now lives right here in Lawrence. Come here. Listen, let me talk to you. Bo, are you a little nervous? Just a little bit? Let me tell you something, okay? Listen to me. When I bring while you're standing just so we just relax. Look, come here, turn around. Look, I want you to relax. Just relax. Listen, when I bring a snake for kids to hold, I make sure it's tame, well fed. It's been handled a lot, and I know it does not bite. I did not have time to do that today. So if it does bite, I'm right here. I'll see it. Does that make you feel better? No? Bo, okay, I have an idea. What if, tell me if you think this is better, okay? What if I take him out of the box and I hold the head, and I hand you the tail and the body. Can you do that? You sure? Hold your hands out, Bo. Your hands are here. And I'm gonna hold his head, and I'm gonna put his body here, and his tail's gonna be over there. Is that cool? You sure? You ready? We're gonna start with something that won't be too scary. Here you go, Bo. Hold him right here. Hold on to him, Bo. Oh, he's got me, Bo. He's got me. Let him get you. Now, walk up a little bit so these guys over here can see him a little bit. There we go. All right, so, shh. Listen up, listen up. So this is a snake that lives in Lawrence County. This is a rat snake. Now, Bo, you know, shh, listen up. Shh. This snake does not have venom. It does not have fangs. So if it were to bite us, it's not going to kill us, right? But if it did bite us, could it possibly make us sick? What do you guys think? Could it? No. When we tell you, okay? Shh. Listen, listen. Shh. When we tell you a snake's harmless, we mean he's harmless even if he bites. Now, Bo, guys, listen up. If you're talking, it means you're not listening. We got a lot of people that are just talking right now. Shh. I need to ask you a question, Bo. Bo, have you ever had food stuck in your teeth? You ever had that? You know what the first thing that starts to cause? Bad breath. That's what he's got right now. See, bacteria, I'm kidding, it's not that bad, Bo. Bacteria starts to grow. Snakes' teeth are not designed to trap particles of food. They don't have the bacteria that we do. That means you would have more trouble from infection getting bit by the person sitting next to you than you would from any snake in the world, even a venomous snake. So, where are you going? You're trying to see how long he is. That's cool. Now, here's something cool. Even though this snake eats mice and rats, its mouth is cleaner than yours. You would have more trouble from infection getting bit by the person sitting next to you than you would from any snake in the world, even a venomous snake. We don't really see infection from snake bites. It's extremely rare. But here's one more cool thing, Bo. Depending on where you go in Georgia, determines the color of the rat snake you'll see. Around here in Dublin, most of the rat snakes are gray. Some people call them oak snakes. Shh. Guys, listen up. If the person next to you is talking, let's stop talking to them, okay? Shh. As you go further north, you start seeing black rat snakes. If you go to Savannah on the coast of Georgia, rat snakes there are yellow. Georgia has one more rat snake called the red rat snake that is known as the corn snake. So 4 different rat snakes that live here in Georgia. Now, you okay? Now, the rat snakes that, what's wrong, Bo? Huh? Do what? Oh, hold it. I got you. He's holding you more than you're holding him. Y'all give Bo a hand. He did an awesome job. Thank you very much, buddy.
Since 1916, Gravely has been designed, engineered, and made right here in the USA. Whether you prefer gas or electric, every Gravely has been forged with the commercial landscaper in mind. So they're not only built to last, but to also keep you riding comfortably from dawn to dusk. So ask yourself, are you ready to graduate to a Gravely? Visit your local Gravely dealer today.
Hey, I'm TJ with Dublin Outdoors and Power Sports, formerly known as Myers Equipment Supply. We're your full-line dealer for Gravely lawnmower sales and service.
I think the future for Oconee Fall Line Technical College is bright. We have a 99.9% placement rate at OFTC. That means the students who come in our doors are going to get a job, and we're very proud of that. We're always looking at anything that can prepare our students and our graduates to meet the needs of the workforce. Things are changing all over the world, and we want to make sure that our students are globally competitive. We want to empower our students and give them a thriving learning experience so that they can soar to new heights.
Now this next snake Let me see who we can get. How about you got snakes on your shirt. Come here with a snake on your shirt. Come on up here. If you get a snake on your shirt, I can't help but not call you up. Come on over here. So can I ask you a question?
What?
So now where do you work? Do you work at a zoo or something? Oh, you don't?
It's just a shirt.
Oh, you stole this shirt.
No, it's just a shirt.
Oh, so you don't work at a zoo? You're not a zookeeper?
No.
I thought you were a zookeeper.
No.
Go sit down. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. You want to see him?
Ah.
Oh, hang on. Before, I forgot. Hang on. Let's rewind. I hadn't showed you the snake yet. I'm thinking of an animal. It lives here in Georgia, lives here in Dublin. If it comes into your yard at night and finds a venomous snake, it'll kill it, eat the entire thing, and if it gets bit, the venom doesn't even hurt it. What animal am I thinking of? The possum. Here, come here. Hold his tail. You gonna hold him? All right, go sit down. If you can't hold him, go sit down. I need somebody that can hold him. Who can hold a snake? Can you do it? Come here in the light. Come on up here. Somebody that can hold him. Hold your hand. There we go. There we go. Turn around here. If he bites you, just tell me. Now, you good? Just hold him. Don't dance with him. Just. You're doing it. He's holding you. He'll come up and smell of you. Then he'll decide if he wants to bite you or not. This is fine. Now, I just said, shh. Possums, like king snakes, are immune to venom. Possums, shh. Guys, we got talkers right here. If you're talking, I need you to get up and let's go to the back before I point at you, okay? All right. So get his head over there in case he bites my leg. Now, possums also don't carry rabies like all snakes. But some people here in Georgia don't like possums just because of how they look. Some people don't like snakes because of how they look. Some people don't like other people because of how they look. People are the worst, okay? But this is a king snake. Now, what's your name? Maddie. Maddie, did you know that this king snake will kill and eat? She's saying, please don't say volunteer. No. It will kill and eat just about any animal that will fit in his mouth. Do you think this king snake would eat a turtle? Yeah. If it's small enough to fit in his mouth, they sure will. King snakes eat mice, rats, bats, chipmunks, squirrels, frogs, lizards, toads, just about any animal they can fit in their mouth. Now, what if this king snake finds a rattlesnake and bites it and tries to eat it, and the rattlesnake bites it back, pumps it full of venom? What's going to happen to the king snake? Unless the fangs puncture the vital organ, it's not going to do anything to it. Okay? You okay? You're doing good. You're doing really good. He's never gone this long without biting a volunteer. That's awesome. Now, the snake we had before this, that Bo held, what was this one? The rat snake. How many different rat snakes live in Georgia?
I don't know.
Four. Now this snake that Maddie's holding, what is it called? Who knows how many kinds of king snakes live in Georgia? 4, just like the rat snake. And this is the most common one you'd find here in Dublin. Maddie, you did an awesome job. Let go of it, Maddie. Let go. Oh, there we go. Give her a hand. Awesome job. Now, guys, hang on one second. Hang on one second real quick. I shouldn't even have to say this, but I don't want to offend anybody, and that's easy to do in 2024. If Georgia has king snakes, does that mean we also have to have queen snakes? Yes, and here's what amazed me. Not the kids, but the adults that have lived in Georgia their whole life, most of them don't know what lives where they do. Right here in Georgia, we got 4 different kinds of king snakes. Shh. Right here in Georgia, we also have a snake right here. Its proper name is the queen snake. Raise your hand if you've lived in Georgia your whole life and today's the first time you ever heard of a queen snake in your life. I'm not making it up. They live here. Guys, listen up. Shh. If you're talking, the people next to you are having a hard time listening. Make sure you're sitting on your bottom so those behind you can see, okay? Everybody sit on your bottom. Everybody sit on your bottom, okay? We're waiting for everyone to sit down so those behind you can see. Young man, let's have a seat, okay? So, we have queen snakes. Now, raise your hand if you are an extremely picky eater. If you're a very picky eater, you don't have a lot in common with the king snake. You know who you do have something in common with? Guys, we've got people standing up. I need you to sit down. Sit on your bottoms. You got people behind you that can't see. Have a seat for me. I need you to have a seat for me. On your bottoms, off your knees, okay? Shh. So let's not get loud and talk because those around you are having trouble hearing, okay? Shh. Now, queen snakes have one, how many? One favorite thing they like to eat. And it's not what you think. King snakes would make sense because of how queen snakes are, but no. Queen snakes eat crawfish, but they're very picky, so they don't eat just any crawfish. Shh, listen up. Shh. Where's your skeleton right now? Inside your body. Where's a crawfish's skeleton? On the outside of his body. What do you call it? The exoskeleton. Now, as the crawfish grows, he sheds off his exoskeleton, and for a couple days, his body's very soft. That's the one queen snakes eat, freshly molted crawfish. Isn't that cool? Now, if you've never heard of a queen snake, could there be other snakes that live in Georgia you don't even know exist?
Yes.
Tell you what, I'm going to name 3 snakes that live in Georgia. The one of them is going to be fake. I'm going to make it up. Listen to all 3, and at the end, tell me which one's fake. You ready? All right, snake number 1, a crawfish snake. Hang on a minute. Snake number 2, a mud snake. Snake number 3, a rainbow snake. All right, hang on. Raise your hand if crawfish snake is fake and I made it up. Raise your hand if mud snake's the fake one I made it up. Raise your hand if rainbow snake is the fake one I made it up. I tricked you. They're all real. They all live right here in Georgia. Now, if you were going to study, guys, listen up, especially if you're on the front row, you can't be talking, okay? Shh, no talking, young lady, young man, everybody be quiet. Shh. If you want to study amphibians and reptiles as a career, you should probably go to the places in the world that have the most amphibians and reptiles than anywhere. There's 2 places that have the most than anywhere on planet Earth. One is Costa Rica, and the other is where you're sitting. There's a lot of stuff here most people don't even know about. Now, let me ask you a question. We just talked about crawfish snake, the mud snake, rainbow snake. If you go out in the woods here in Dublin and you find a wild snake and you just pick it up, what's it probably going to do to you? It's probably going to bite you. Unless it's a mud snake. A mud snake can bite you if it picks it up, but most of the time when you pick them up, they don't bite because they don't have to. A mud snake will do something else to you to make you want to put it down really quick. And it's not what you think. On the very tip of its tail is a very sharp scale. When you pick it up, it'll take that like a spike and stab you with it. Whether you like it or not, I'm about to show everybody in here what it feels like to get stabbed by a mud snake. Unless you're chicken, but if you want to know, hold up one finger like this. Now take your finger and very lightly tap the back of your other hand. That's how it feels. When you catch a mud snake, it goes, "What? You gonna catch me? All right, sucker." Whips his tail out. Oh. You think it's funny? You want it again? Okay. That's a mud snake's defense. People think snakes are sitting around hoping to get a chance to bite somebody, and that's not the case. There's some snakes in Georgia that can hurt you really bad, but there's some snakes in Georgia that just don't even bite. Actually, several of them.
I'm Heath Richter, and we just want to invite everybody to come on down to the Houston Clinic and check us out at our new facility. We've been in Dublin for a while now, obviously, but have a new office here, and we'd just like you to come down and see some of the new stuff we're offering. And if you need to get checked out, we'd be glad to do that for you. We've got able to do some ultrasound-guided injections now, and physical therapy, and just a little bit better space, so hopefully we can get you in and out of here a little bit quicker.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.
We invite y'all to come down to Holy Smokes Barbecue, Dublin's fresh everyday barbecue source. 1100 Hillcrest Parkway, 272 Ribs. You can place your orders online, DublinBBQ.com. We're all about faith, family, and friends. And remember, life's too short to eat bad barbecue. We're so thankful for you, Dublin. You guys have been so good to us, and we just want to invite you guys just to come on and experience what we think good barbecue is.
Never heard a live rattlesnake battle, this might be your chance. Now, do rattlesnakes live in Georgia? Yeah. Are rattlesnakes supposed to live in Georgia? Yes. Which part of Georgia are they supposed to live in? So Georgia's got 3 species. We have the smallest one in the world, the pygmy. We have the largest one in the world, the eastern diamondback. Then we have the one that has the biggest range on the East Coast, the timber rattlesnake. Timber rattlesnakes live in North Florida, South Georgia, Dublin, Georgia, Central Georgia, Atlanta, North Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, New York. The same rattlesnake that lives in Dublin, he goes as far as New York. Yes, they have a pretty wide area that these guys are distributed in. If you're in Dublin and you see a rattlesnake, guys, listen up on our front row over here. This is probably the one you're going to encounter in Dublin, Georgia. This is our timber. Now, I don't know if this guy's going to rattle or not, but we want to talk about this because this is not a snake you want to get bit by. Now, this snake has got several things he uses to save his life. But one thing this snake has works so good at saving his life, he'll use that first because it works the best. Who knows what that one thing is? Did you hear it? The ones that were talking right here probably did. What is that one thing that saves his life better than anything else? Very good, camouflage. When this snake, have a seat for me. I need you on your bottoms when I have a bit of a snake out. Off your knees, on your bottoms, guys, if you're on the front row. Good man, I need you off your knees, on your bottoms if you're on the front row. Off your knees, on your bottoms, or I'm going to have to ask you guys to move back for me, okay? Now, camouflage is the best #1 thing these guys have as defense to save their life. When this snake, I need you young man behind a tape, can't be leaning over for any reason, okay? Because every time y'all move across the tape, my eyes go from the snake to you to make sure you're not coming up here. So I need you off the tape and stay back, or I'm going to have to ask you guys to move in a minute because y'all are distracting me from looking at this rattlesnake, okay? So stay behind it for me, all right? Now, when this snake is in the woods, in his environment, and he believes he's hidden and that you've not seen him, he will not rattle, he will not flick his tongue, he'll even hold his breath and wait on you to walk right past him and keep on going. Most snakes you get close to outside, you never know you did. Now, once this snake realizes you've seen it, then it goes to plan #2 to save its life, which is, very good, escape. He'll try to get away and go somewhere where you can't get to it. But if he thinks he's cornered and he believes you're going to come over there and just try to kill him, then, sorry about that, then he goes to plan #3 to save his life, which is the rattle. Can y'all hear that? Can I ask you a dumb question? Some people say there's no such thing as a dumb question. Shh, guys, listen up. We got people that are talking right now. If you're here in Georgia and you go outside and you find a snake and the tail starts to shake really fast, it makes a sound you can hear from 30 or 40 feet away. What snake you're probably looking at? Could be a king snake, a rat snake, a copperhead, a cottonmouth, a black racer, a coat chip, or a rattlesnake. See, who's ever seen a wild rattlesnake out somewhere in the wild? Now, if you see that and it starts rattling, what does the person with you say? Oh man, he's mad. Look how mad he is. Oh, he is mad, right? When you leave the library today and you go out to your car, if you walk up to it real slow and you look right at your back tire, you might see a little 6-week-old kitten. I know there's one in the parking lot because I almost ran over it by missed him. And they're invasive species. So, if you go over there and this kitten, and he's just shaking, right? And this kitten's just shaking, what would you say when you saw that? You'd say, oh, look how mad he is. That cat's mad, right? No, you'd say, oh, poor thing, scared to death, right? That's what I want you to say the next time you see a rattlesnake rattling. These snakes are not angry. They don't get mad. They only rattle for one reason. They're scared. That's it. Now, camouflage didn't work. I saw off of your knees. You don't Superman, you should go back. Go find a seat for me. Okay? Because when you're on your knees, you can get up here pretty quick. I need you to move back. So nobody on your knees on the front row, okay? All right. Now, the snake, the last line of defense the snake has is what? To bite. Do you think he knows I'm here? He's already rattled at me a few times. Now, if I were to take my hand and put it on the table in front of the snake, which I'm not going to do, but if I did lay my hand here like that, and that snake were to strike at my hand, he would miss my hand only by about that much. I'm pretty sure. All the snake has to do is crawl across this table about this far, and he can reach me with a bite, and I'm not quick enough to move out of the way of. Don't worry, this one doesn't bite. He may strike at me over and over again, but you know one thing the snake won't do? He won't crawl 1 inch in my direction so he can bite me. There's only one way I get bit. And that's if I put myself close enough to him so he can reach me. There's nobody here in this library that'll leave out of here today and go out and get bit by a snake as long as you do what you're supposed to do. What is that? When you're outside, you're where snakes live. When you're where snakes live, use common sense. If you don't have any, find a friend who does. Hang out with them this summer. Off your knees, young man. I need you on your bottom if you're on the front row and have another snake, okay? Last warning. Watch where you put your hands and feet. Never try to kill or catch a snake, and these guys will leave you alone too. Okay? Now, people don't ask me if I've been bit. What do they ask me?
How many times?
How many times have you been bit? I'm going to tell you. I've done this since I was 7 years old. I'm 26 now. It's been a rough 26 years, okay? As of 2024, I've never been bitten by any venomous snake. And it's not because I'm faster than them. It's not because I'm newer the hook. It's all because of one thing. I don't put any part of my body close enough to the snake so if he were to strike at me, he can reach me. The only way I can get bit is if I put myself close to him. Now, will a venomous snake in Georgia ever go toward a person? They do it all the time, but not to attack. They do it for a few reasons. One reason is they think safety is behind you. They just want to get past you. Another reason is you're casting a shadow like a stump. They don't know what you are. They think you're a stump. They want to hide next to your foot in your shadow. Some of y'all should be shaped like stumps. That's what they have. But these snakes are defensive. They're not aggressive. Two very different things. Now, if you're here in Dublin this summer, you're outside minding your own business, you're walking along, all of a sudden you encounter a dangerous snake, and you remain calm, you back up, you leave the area, are you going to be okay? Yeah. If you're here in Dublin this summer, you're walking along, minding your own business, all of a sudden you encounter a dangerous snake, and you freak out, scream, and try to run, are you going to be okay? Yes, run, walk, crawl, cartwheel if you have to, away from the snake. He's not a dog. He's not going to chase you. If you have a dog that's upset and growling at you, and you run from it, what's it going to do? It's going to bite you in the butt. He's going to come get you. If you run from a snake, he's just going to let you run from it. Let me ask you this. Are there a lot of snakes? Well, listen. The snake loves me so much. Now, he struck at me and missed. Do you think this snake is disappointed because he missed just now? You think he's going, man, I missed it. That's not what's happening in his mind. Here's how I know. I had a conversation with him about this. This is what he told me. This snake believes something that's not true. This snake thinks that if he can't reach me, he thinks I can't reach him. And if I can't reach him, he thinks I can't kill him. So every time he gets ready to strike, here's what he's thinking. He's rattling his tail. Oh my gosh, here he comes. He's getting closer. I'm rattling my tail. Stay away. Oh, he's, ah! He strikes, he misses, and he goes, oh, if I can't reach him, he can't reach me. So I'm safe. Every time he strikes and misses, it tells him he's still safe. If this snake wanted to bite me, could he crawl across his table and bite me pretty quick? But he never does it, because snakes never want to bite. They only do it if they're made to feel like they have to save their life. Now, this is the part he does not like. Hopefully this goes okay. I'm going to try to put it in the box. See, he already knows. Hopefully he goes in here with no issues. Come here, rattlesnake. We're going to try to slide you right in here. Don't act crazy. Thank you for not actually killing me. Thank you. Before we put him up, one more thing real quick. If you didn't find, what's wrong? Y'all slipped back that time, didn't you? Before we put him up, could you find a rattlesnake in Dublin bigger than this? What does that mean when you do? It means it's a boy. In the world of rattlesnakes, the males get bigger, and there's a reason for everything in nature. The reason these snakes get bigger is because they fight over the girls just like y'all do. If you've never seen two wild rattlesnakes fight, it's pretty gruesome. These two snakes meet up somewhere. They face each other. They begin to raise their heads up and intertwine. And what they're trying to do, he's trying to take his head and make this one's head touch the ground. And when his head touches the ground, he goes, oh, you made my head touch the ground. You're a better snake than me. I'm leaving. You can have the girl rattlesnake. That's a snake bite. They're not the monsters people make them out to be. You know when these snakes become the most dangerous? When people do stupid stuff around them. Let me ask you one more question. Would you guys say there's a lot of bites in the U.S.? Who says there's a lot of bites? Who says there's not a lot of bites? Who says I'm not about to raise my hand? In the United States, off of our tape, please. Let's put our tape down. Please leave it alone for me. In the United States, there are about 4.7 million bites every year. Out of those, 800,000 of them are so bad, the person has to go to the hospital. That means in the U.S., every 40 seconds around the clock, somebody somewhere has just been bit by a dog. Those are dog bite statistics. But the point is, dogs, very dangerous. But you've never been driving down the road and look out the window and see a dog and say, quick, get out and kill it before it bites somebody. You think they're crazy. Unless it says about a snake. There's 330 million Americans. Out of those 330 million Americans, there's less than 5 deaths a year in America. Less than 5. Most of those deaths have 2 chemicals involved that facilitate the person dying. One is testosterone, the other one's alcohol. That's usually involved and then gets killed. Leave these snakes alone, and I promise you it'll do the same thing. So you're going to slide you right down there for me. Y'all can breathe now. Did you guys enjoy that?